Phil, how does your book, Uncanceled, offer an alternative to the anger and chaos that America's currently facing?
Well, all we can do is point them to Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. Be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Our struggle is not against flesh and blood. Our school system would never teach that to our children. We have a school system, it's been going on for about 60 to 70 years. There is no God. Salt water made us. Our struggle is not against flesh and blood. It's not the ones that are teaching that. It's against the rulers, authorities, the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God to all you believers out there so that when the day of evil comes, and it's coming, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you've done everything, to stand. It reminds me of 1 Corinthians 15. I want to share the gospel with you that I preached to you, in which you've taken your stand. Stand firm then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. The gospel of peace. Jesus died, was buried, and raised from the dead. The gospel of peace. It's a wonderful thing to follow Jesus and have the Spirit of God. In addition to this, take up the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and use these Bibles to point people to Jesus. Love your neighbor dearly. If God's for us, as Paul told the Romans, who can be against us? Who will bring any charge against those whom God has chosen? Who's he that condemns? Jesus Christ, more than that, who died, more than that, who was raised to life. He's at the right hand of God interceding for us. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Trouble? Hardship? Persecution? Hey, it's coming. Suck it up. Is it going to separate you from the love of Jesus? No. Famine, nakedness, danger, sword. It's like looking at the Ukraine. One of these days, I had a college professor to look all this up. I said, document every empire there's ever been and tell me one thing. What happened to them? Start with the first empire, run it all the way to America, Russia, China, run it all the way. I want to know what happened to all the empires. What happens to them? He said, Phil, after he did the study and gave me the paperwork, he said, I found out something. All of them collapsed. All of them. All the great empires. The letter to the Romans that I've been quoting today, you say, what happened to the Roman Empire? It's just a pile of rubble now. What happened to the Greek Empire? It's gone. What happened to Nebuchadnezzar? He's gone. You're like one after the other. I'm just giving that information to your audience so they will know, unless there is a mass repentance on behalf of the American citizenry, unless there's a mass repentance, we will go the way that they've all gone. We look around saying, we'll never collapse. That's what they all said. But they did collapse, one after the other. Now we're down to, what are we going to do about our lying, murderous ways?